Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again. Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again.
Yeah, it's that time again to drop a line. So sit back and relax and let's go fishing again. Come along as we join John Shaw and today's special guest. Reel 'em in on Fishing with the Good Old Boys. Good fishing.
Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again. Just drop a line and reel 'em in. It's good old boys, gone fishing again. It's good old boys, gone fishing again.
Good morning, folks. I'm John Shaw along with John Murray at San Carlos, and he's on them already. He's cranking them in here. Whoa, looks like a decent fish, John. Whoa, buddy. What you got there? Whoa, look at this action, folks. He's giving it all to you, buddy. Whoa.
Oh.
Oh,
all that.
He gave it all after all that. Don't go nowhere. I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come. What do you say, John?
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, what are we going to do today? Crank?
A lot of deep cranking, maybe some Carolina rig fishing, and see if we can find these fish stacked up somewhere on one of these points.
You got it. I see all the shad birds over there, the shad popping around. So stay put, folks. We'll be right back from San Carlos with Super Pro John Murray. Okay, we're back, folks. John told me to put on this spot here. So I listened to the master here, and he's right. Okay. Oh, man. You're right about that, John. Good call on that. Oh, must be a male. He's peeing all over the place.
Post spawn.
Post spawn fish, eh? Okay, let me unbuckle him here. Come on, baby. Let's try to get him out of here. Look at the stuff we're fishing in all over there. It's just great. There's one of these San Carlos bass. Got plenty of good ones in here. Nice little male. Put it back. I did just what John said. He said, switch up to that spot. That should work, and I sure did. Let me show you the spot, for those of you who don't know what a spot is. Let's see if I can stop it in a minute here.
Makes a noise like a baby rattle. You gotta shake that thing. Show them how just that much noise, they definitely produce fish.
I guess so. I tied it on, second cast, ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-doom. I was there. So that's a really great bait, this here spot.
They always say, you know, why would a cordell spot catch so many fish? The best explanation I heard is like someone going to your doorbell and sitting in your living room watching TV, and maybe your doorbell rings. You walk up to your door, open the door, and there's nothing there but a $100 bill.
Oh, the $100 bill.
So you pick up the $100 bill, you look around, there's no one there, you leave. Well, that's what they say a rattle trap's like, or a spot is. It makes all that noise, draws the bass's attention. They look up. The minute they see that bait looks just like a threadfin shad, they forget about the noise. They eat it.
Just like that.
There you go,
Oh,
another
got
one.
off that one.
Oh. They're real shallow right up
They're
there.
real shallow, right. That might have been a bush, actually, but it felt good anyway. So there you go. You get that $100 bill every time.
Best explanation I've heard why it works so much.
Hey folks, John Murray, if you read Bassmaster Magazine in the recent issue, I was just thumbing through it, and all of a sudden there's John Murray in there. That was a nice little deal you had in there, John.
Yeah, they're looking more for some of the Western stuff since they're coming out here to do some Western tournaments. They want some of our Western baits like the Yamamoto jigs and the Western baits that, you know, were designed and made out here as opposed to a lot of the stuff that they use back there.
Definitely, I heard they're coming. When are they coming out in '97 or something for their first fish? Sorry, John. We'll continue this conversation later. John Murray, folks. Oh, he's another good fish, buddy. Look at that.
They're solid in San Carlos, that's for sure.
Nice fish. Good job, John. What kind of bait's that?
I'm just throwing a Bill Norman deep diver.
Bill Norman.
I think the whole key is just getting something shad. Getting it rooting on the bottom, because they're chasing shad here. They're having a major shad spawn, and moving it sort of slow because there's so much bait. They're not starving up here right now.
Belly on that. Nice fish. Any special way you're cranking it? Just You seen before, you're just moving it right through all that stuff, not slowing it down or anything like that.
Well, I want it deflecting. I want it.
Let's see how that rod, how fast he's spinning that, Dave, the reel here.
Get it on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it gets on the bottom, I want it deflecting off the limbs and rocks. I want a lot of movement off it. And that's what's going to catch the bass. A straight threadfin shad swimming through this lake right now is not going to attract much attention, but a wounded one or one that's acting erratically, bass is just sort of triggered to hit.
Little easy eating there. They just step right up and they say, hey, this must be McDonald's. I'll pull up to the window and grab one real quick.
Yeah,
I'll have one of them shad that's going by there wiggling.
Make it easy for them, that's the key.
Right. Exactly, exactly. You still teaching at the schools?
Yeah, teaching at Glendale and Mesa Community College. Bass fishing and crappie.
Terrific, terrific. So folks, if you really want to get down to the basics with one of the best, especially here in Arizona, this guy is the man. Check it out. John Murray at Mesa and Glendale, you have it?
Glendale Community.
Excellent, excellent.
Little guy.
Little guy.
They had a good spawn somewhere.
Yeah, they got a spawn somewhere.
He's about the same size as my crankbait.
There you go. Almost, almost.
Good bro.
Yeah, you catch all kind of fish, folks, when you're cranking. It's supposed to be, like John was just saying, a big fish bait, but heck, they'll just grab at anything. These fish are so aggressive, bass. What predator fish they are, great. Yeah, you've been doing good in all-star bass there, buddy. I read about it in the paper the other day.
Yeah, I had a good term up at Roosevelt. Roosevelt, it's going to be a great lake this year with the water falling down. The numbers of fish in that lake are incredible.
Catch any smallies that particular day, or mostly largemouth?
Yeah, actually I had one about 17-inch smallmouth, then a smallmouth over 4, like 4 1/4.
Wow, very nice. That's my favorite, smallmouth. I love them. They fight so good. What was the bite up there, if you don't mind sharing that information?
It's sort of similar to this. The water's a little clearer, so we're using rip baits, jerk baits, and then later, once the sun comes up and the fish sort of shut down, we went to Carolina rigs and split shotting. Still pretty shallow. Most of the fish are 5 or 10 feet deep. They're not real deep right yet. And the same with here. These fish have not moved out into deep water.
Right here. Go get him, John.
Another little one.
Another little guy. We got to work through the little fish. We'll get out some of the better ones.
If you work, usually on a ridge like we're fishing here, you'll find one area on it that has the big fish, and the rest will be covered with little fish. But there'll be one little, maybe 20-yard stretch where the big ones will move up.
And all hang together in the same class of fish, same year class.
Yeah, usually it's just, for some reason, maybe bottom contour, maybe bottom composition. They big ones like one spot, and they'll be there every time you go there. They like to stay in that type of area.
And the little boys don't venture anywhere near them.
Little ones go everywhere else. They get the run of the rest of the lake.
John Murray, he's on it again.
Well, they hit it so shallow up there that they're not getting.
John's in the crouch position. He's crouching. It's got to be a decent fish. Hold on, let me get over here.
He's not that big.
Okay.
He's got it in the side of his mouth. The way they're hitting it.
Be careful, hey, bring him in.
The way they're hitting it right on the real shallow water. It makes it hard for you to get a good hook into them.
He's got a nice fish. He's a nice fish. Well, you had him pretty good though, that guy.
You can see how it's going down, and they come down on top of it. And a lot of times you won't get a good hook with them that way. And that causes that fight so much, is that it's not directly in their mouth. They have a lot of leverage.
What's causing that? You say the water dropping while they're doing that, or?
No, it's just I'm catching them in such shallow water.
Shallow water. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That they're, this thing's rooting right on the bottom, and those fish have to come down to get it, as opposed to come up behind it and get the whole bait in their mouth.
Got it. Got it. See, just kind of steady retrieving, banging it off the bottom. What do they think that is? A crawdad? I know they're feeding on shad, but they think it's a shad?
Well, they basically see something acting irregularly that's shaped like what they've been eating, shad. It's acting not right, which is going to trigger their instinct. But they prey on about anything that's wrong in a lake, Yeah,
they know that. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
That's why goldfish are so popular, because they never see normally, other than this lake, goldfish swimming around. But that bright orange fish, they don't want it in their lake. I think they just eat it first thing.
I've been noticing your rod here, how It's real limber rod. Is it the fiberglass or what is it? It looks almost like a glass rod, the way it's bending real nice like that.
Now this is a real soft action Shimano rod. Actually, it's a medium light action, and it's got a parabolic bend that causes that overall bend.
What was that word?
Parabolic.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
As opposed to a fast action where just the tip would go.
Okay.
And I'm using that just because the way the fish are getting hooked on the crankbait. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on them, and this soft action rod allows me to, you know, fight them without pulling the bait out of their mouth, actually.
Come on, baby. Come to Johnny. Come to Johnny. That seems too big.
Not real big. Crappie.
Crappie. We told you this lake has crappie. It has largemouth. It's a great lake for all kinds of stuff. That's a nice little crappie. I just pulled it through the bush and he grabbed it. I can pin him on buttons here. I don't want to rip his lips apart here. Little paper mounts that they are. Come back around this way. Should unbutton easy. There you go. Little San Carlos crappie. It's been a great year for crappie up here, huh, John?
This lake's absolutely infested. You fish bass lures up here and catch crappie. That tells you
that tells you a little something there. You're right. You're right. I was just going to say you could throw crankbaits. I like to use spinning rods, so you could do this on a spinning rod or like the big boys here do with the level lines here. But whatever you're comfortable with. You know, it works as long as you're catching fish and you're comfortable. Don't be intimidated by all your Bass Pro buddies that make fun of you using this stuff, because it works.
Yeah.
That's right. He's trying to say, yeah.
If you can cast it out, retrieve it, you're in good shape.
But I'll tell you one thing, you can really cast these things way the heck out there. Use these little heavier baits like this. John, let me ask you, with that moon hanging out, does that, you notice anything different when that's going on? Oh, I noticed I got a fish.
There's a good one.
Yeah, he feels pretty good. Here he comes. Oh, he's trying to get up. He's trying to get up. But I won't let him. I might not have a choice. Oh, here he is. There's a good fish. Okay. Yeah, this lake has some fine fish in it. It's the old, I lost that other bait I was catching this morning, the spot. Got to be careful with that, folks. At least I do. I don't have too much luck getting these fish off fast. Lost that other spot that I caught a few fish on earlier and changed to this. Doesn't seem to make any difference as long as they look like a shad. You make a little noise and you can do it. Let me see if I can unbutton him. It's just really kind of easy fishing up here at San Carlos. It's a nice little guy here. We're looking for the big boy. We're looking for the big one. Let's put him back in like so. Hey folks, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back from San Carlos Lake, fishing with the good old boys with my buddy John Murray. We'll be right back. Okay, here we go. This here spot's working pretty darn good. I'm glad Murray told me to use it. Come on, get in here. They're coming in pretty fast.
Crappie.
Oh, another crappie. No wonder you
Pretty
didn't
good
have
sized
much.
crappie too.
Yeah. I'm on a crappie bite here, folks. They said this here crappie bite was great at San Carlos, and I guess so. I'm catching with these pretty big sized crankbaits here. Not the big crankbaits, but something that they obviously like. That's a nice, healthy crappie too.
I think a lot of the swirls we're seeing out there, we're thinking of bass or crappie because you throw right in them and don't catch
And all
them.
of a sudden they catch him. Yeah, I want to be careful with his lip. I don't want to hurt his lip too much. Yeah, look at all that stuff out there. It's unbelievable. Okay, we'll just back him off that way a little bit. Oops, we don't want to hurt the lip there, Mr. Crappie. Be a little gentle with him there. There's two crappie in this little spot we come upon here. We didn't come upon it. John knew exactly what he was doing coming here. Another nice little San Carlos crappie. Now some people are going to get a little, why are you guys throwing those crappie back? But hey, let somebody else catch them. Get in there, crappie guy. All right, John.
Little Carolina rig. Fishing it real slow. I think fish, post-spawn fish, going to hit it a lot better when the bait's moving real slow. I was barely moving that thing along the bottom when he hit it.
Tell folks how you rigged up and stuff like that, John. If you would.
So on a Texas rig lizard, or a Carolina rig lizard, on a gamakatsu hook, about a 2.5 foot leader.
Tell them what Carolina is.
Well, the split shot and Carolina rigging, it's pretty much the same concept. You take a weight, this one we use a 1/2 ounce weight and a bead and a swivel, and then a length of line. So what you're doing actually, just throwing this out there, the weight's hitting the bottom, you're dragging it. It almost acts like an attractor. And then the fish sort of notice that, and then your actual bait's traveling behind it. And it's just the easiest way to fish a plastic worm there is, because you don't have to worry about setting the hook or feeling anything. When there's one on it, he's tugging on it.
Tug it and that's it, huh?
Very simple way. Catches fish in 2 feet of water all the way down to 50 feet of water, so it's very versatile.
Carolina rigging. San Carlos here.
Long cast, very, very slow retrieves, what I like.
Actually, it kind of looked like you were letting the boat move the bait.
A lot of times I just let the trolling motor drift it, and that was just a bare, perceptible hit. I mean, he could have been a twig, but he just held on and held on.
I like that one. You think it could have been a twig, but it's
actually a fish.
It's a nice fish, too. That's a nice little fighter there, too.
Usually it's the other way around, isn't it? You think it's a fish and it's a twig. Here he comes. He's going to jump out there.
He's coming up. He's coming up. Coming up. Come on.
Oh, he's in some stuff.
Yeah, maybe he ain't that good. He was stuck in something. He felt pretty good, though. It's a decent fish. Come on. Come on. Oh, baby. Oh, he blew my weenie right out there. Caught him on a good old grub. Nice, 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 nice. Horseshoe.
Real slow?
Yeah, real slow. He just whacked it real good, like you said. Throw it out there. You said we drove around in a circle a few times. John's looking on his electronics. And tell him what you were doing, John, to find a spot here, if you would.
Well, this is actually a big old rocky mound. It's just big boulders all piled up. Comes up to about 10 feet of water, and all the way around it's all deep. We've got hung up quite a bit because the weights lodge in those rocks real easy, but it's a great spot for bass. As calm as it is, I think those bass have sort of dropped down and not really actively feeding. Maybe if we get a little wind or something, they'll start biting a little better, but again, they're just a slow bite and just dragging it slow. I missed a couple, and they're here.
That one.
We just got to work them out. It's going to take a little bit of patience here to catch them.
Well, let me show you what I caught that one on. The good old weenie grub. Salt and pepper with the chartreuse tail. Check it out, pretty good stuff. I'm just split shotting about 18 inches up the line and just doing like John was saying, throwing up on that hump there, and he grabbed onto it. So let's see if we get some more. Very super slow today. You wouldn't think that in May, John. You know, you would think the fish would be really super aggressive and on the thing.
Well, the problem is we're post-spawn, and the minute you get post-spawn, the fish are really trying to recover from the spawning, and sometimes that's the key. People get in good areas and they just work their baits too fast. Post-spawn's famous for super slow retrieves, light baits. Once about Memorial Day, 1st of June, then it starts picking up. Then they start feeding them. Then you can start moving it a little quicker.
Oh, and there's a same deal as we caught that last one on. Come on. Oh, he's a runner. That one. Look at him go. Oh, he's a hot little guy, John.
Fighting good.
Oh,
another weenie.
Yeah, I keep losing that weenie there. Oh, easy does it, fella. Easy does it. There we go. Same deal. He got a mark on. What's that mark from on the side, you figure, John?
Well, just from spawning, beating themselves up on the rocks and trees and everything else.
Boy,
Where it comes from.
they work themselves over pretty good. Well, we'll put him right back in. We'll just put him in gently there. He's been working hard to spawn here. I don't want to fall in like I did before, but I'll just... Got one, huh, Johnny? Whoa,
Yeah, he hit it
baby.
right at the boat. I can't get him up. He might be foul hooked or something.
Whoa, baby, give it to him, fishy. He's giving you a bad time.
Yeah, hooked right in the top of the head.
Oh, decent. Oh, you switched on me, buddy. Here I'm still dragging this here bottom bait, and you're on that road there.
Yeah, you got to. The wind
quality.
came up and they started coming up.
Quality fish. Quality fish.
They're right on that little submerged ledge here. I got to try to stay off it.
Show us how you fish that bait.
Just making a long cast. reeling it down maybe 2-3 feet, and then just alternating, giving it, I usually give it 1-2s and pauses. The last fish hit it right on the pause.
And then when you went to reel the next time, he was already
He was there. And you do tend to hook a lot of them and lose a lot of them because a lot of times they're just slapping at it.
So basically you have a good rhythm going like that and just jerk it, and when you twitch it, and they just react to it. He was really pulling that rod under there. Like you said, same rod that you're using before, that sort of wimpy.
Real soft action rod. Same thing, treble hooks. And I always sort of stop it right at the end of the cast. A lot of times, especially if you're fishing smallmouth, so follow it right up to the boat.
Right to the boat,
let it pause right at the boat, because they'll just follow it. There's one.
Oh, there you go, Johnny Murray.
Little one.
That's all right. Sorry,
Little one.
Showing the people how it's done. Here he comes, little guy, coming up.
There's a bunch of these in this lake right now. But you notice, I mean, a fish that small eating a bait that big, we're not.
That's incredible.
They're not worried about size.
That shows you how aggressive they are. So show them that bait up close, what it looks like, in case folks don't know what a rattling rogue is.
Dives down about 2 or 3 feet.
That's the one with the little bigger lip on it, eh?
Yeah, it's the bigger version. I like the bigger one just for casting distance. And like you just saw, the fish don't care.
Well, they just grab.
There's another one.
All right, whoa!
Came off.
All right, on the road, huh? Good one, John, good one. Windy part of the day here. Nice job, man. Same deal, huh? Zero. Right on the point there. Deep throat there? No. Good fish, good fish. Let's see if we can get some more. Good job, John. He whacked it good, huh?